I'm at the Plunge factory and headquarters here in Sacramento, California, and in today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly how the plunge is made. Let's get into it. So this is step number one.
Yep. Yeah,
Step one is to take the tubs off of these amazing racks. That seems like a big job right there.
Yeah.
That seems like a process. Well, I'm gonna let you guys do it. So here's step number one. Step number one is we're actually gonna be taking the tubs off, and these are the Plunge standard size. We have the XLs as well in there, I'm sure, somewhere in there. So we got the XLs, we got the Plunge, the regular sizes. So we're gonna be taking it off, and this is where everything gets drilled out. All the brackets get put in. This is pretty cool. And right here is where all the holes get drilled into these tubs. So everything is done by hand. Once all the holes are drilled and all of the brackets are put in place, they come over here and they put the tubs actually on this line. Now this is a line where all the tubs are moved, and they're moved down this line. So this is exactly where everything starts to get put in. You get the tubes put in, everything is put in by hand and inspected over and over and over again. There's so much quality control to make sure that there's no leaks and to make sure that there's no issues. So once the plunge gets to your doorstep, it's ready to get cold. So a common theme that I'm finding when talking to the employees is teamwork. Everybody works as a team. There's so many quality inspection points. They want to make sure that there's absolutely no issues on these, and everybody takes their jobs really serious. But the cool thing is just seeing everybody work together as one solid unit. So in this step of the process is where all the tubes are put in place, the ozone generator is installed, the pump is installed, all of the tubing underneath that will get covered by insulation is all put in place and inspected over and over and over again. So the pumps, the electrical boxes, everything is installed on these. Then they're inspected and they're checked over and they're looked over and they're made sure that there's not gonna be an issue, because once they seal this thing with insulation, like it's gotta be perfect. You might be noticing that most of the plunges that you're seeing on the belt right now are the Plunge and the Plunge XL, and you're not seeing the All In. The All Ins are starting to ship this week, the week of me filming this, and the Plunge All In is getting a little special TLC from a specific dedicated team. So we're gonna go do a quick check on those and see how those are made. It's pretty cool. So right now they're working and they're talking about a couple cool little things. I'm not gonna interrupt that, but this is where the Plunge All In gets its special TLC. So you'll notice a few of the Plunge All Ins right here. They're getting totally looked over, totally inspected and assembled to make sure that there's absolutely no issues. They wanna make sure that when you get a plunge to your house, there's no issues and you just are able to just have fun and get cold. So now the plunges are turning the corner here. So at this point, everything's pretty much done? Like as far as the install goes?
They're just getting ready to go into testing right now.
So this is, by this point, pretty much everything's done and they're ready to go into testing. Man, that's so cool. All right, so I'm here with Kyle. Kyle, how long have you worked with Plunge?
Almost a year.
Almost a year? Awesome.
Year
so,
in February.
Really? Dude, congrats, man. How's it been so far?
Pretty good.
Fun projects?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So at this stage in the process of building a plunge, what can we expect to see done?
So they assemble the electrical box and the pumps, and then over in plumbing area, they do all the plumbing underneath.
Saw that.
And then...
so at this point, everything's connected and ready. There should be no leaks, maybe?
So we go into testing and do a 2-hour test.
2-hour
And
test.
see if there's any leaks, and then...
and you put you run it, you run everything, so water's running through every line.
Yeah.
It's full of water, just like it would be at home.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. So these jugs behind us are actually water that they use for the testing when they do their testing on all of the plunges, and they recycle the water so there's no waste, which is really cool. They've actually designed their own special pump that fills the tubs up and then sucks the water back out and recycles it right here, and hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of that today. Now after everything is tested and they've determined that there's no leaks, there's no issues, and they're ready to roll, they'll actually move these back over to that pump, and that pump will actually pull the water out of these. Then they'll clean these up and they'll move them on to the next stage of the process. Now here's a cool spot too. This is where the Plunge All In is getting tested. So we've got the Plunge All Ins behind me, and they're all getting tested as well. Something pretty interesting that Ryan told me yesterday is they're working on an auto doser. So you'll actually be able to use any of your different chemicals, clarifiers, water purifiers, the stuff that you use to keep your water clean and clear without having to measure it for yourself. It's actually going to be an option where you can have all of your water maintained using an auto doser, which is insane. Like, what? So once everything's tested and is deemed, these are signed off, quality inspection is done, and they're ready to go. They move over here. This is where the clips get installed, and then the next step in the process is the insulation sprayed in. So this next step is actually where all the spray foam insulation happens inside the tub. And what that does is it helps to keep your water cool, but it also helps to keep condensation from happening, which could end up on your floor, and we don't want that. And here is where the final touches happen, is where everything gets cleaned up. So you're able to see the process from the tub coming off the racks, going through everything, and now to the final stage, which is where they get full detailed and cleaned up. And then if you have an accessory ad or anything like that, you have your accessory kits that get added into your tub, and then the packaging happens next. Well, it's almost lunchtime here at the Plunge factory, and you know what that means? It's a perfect time for me to introduce you to Ketone-IQ. Ketone-IQ is a channel sponsor of mine, and I'm super stoked to bring them to my friends and family out there in the world of the internet. And I gotta tell you, there's been a lot of times in my lifetime where I've felt a little bit like I needed an edge, and I would quickly go to coffee. I would quickly go to a different energy drink. I've never felt anything like I felt since I've been taking Ketone-IQ. Now here's how it works. Ketone-IQ is just a shot. There's two ways to buy it. You can buy it in a shot, or you can buy it in a larger bottle, and you can take it also like a shot. And that's simply what it is. It's a shot of ketones. And what this does is this gives you energy, gives you mental clarity. It's almost like rocket fuel for your brain. And when I'm filming like I'm filming today, I need this. So check out Ketone-IQ. I'm gonna put a link down in the description below. It'll save you 30% off your first subscription order. And I encourage you, if you're like me and you need that little edge in the middle of the day, just give Ketone-IQ one shot. Just give them a try and tell me what you think. Let's get back to the show. So in here is where every piece and every plug and every tube is actually made and cut by hand. Every part of this is made by hand, which has been really cool to see. And I hope you enjoy seeing this too. Here's where all the final touches are made, and this is where the Plunge is actually gonna be packaged up so that it can go to its new homes. And now here is where the covers are gonna be fitted for each Plunge to make sure that it fits, to make sure that the clips work and everything works. And then after that is where the Plunge is boxed up. That's awesome. So this is the final step here. This is where the Plunge gets boxed up and ready to go. What, on a truck, on freight? These things just get shipped out from here. So now that's it. That's the final stage. And what I found is really cool. Like, not too long ago, a couple years ago, they were making 5 to 10 a day, and that was a good day. Now, currently today, they're making about 150 of these per day. It's incredible. So now once everything's packaged up and ready, they're either put into stock or they're shipped off to their new home, which is really, really cool. This has been an incredible tour. I'm super grateful for the team, for Ryan, for the team here at Plunge to allow me into their home to come here and get some content. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, post them down in the comments below. If you want to get a Plunge for yourself, make sure you use that discount code DMOSSJR and use the link down in my description. It'll be right down below. Make sure you check that out. It'll save you some money. And hey, at the end of the day, I appreciate each and every one of you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, and God bless. Today we're here at the Plunge factory headquarters here in Sacramento, California, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how the Plunge sauna is made.